Hello everyone, let's start our today's session. So in our today's session we will study about the redox reaction. So as you all know that what is the redox reaction? The type of reaction in which oxidation as well as reduction takes place simultaneously is called redox reaction. It means in a reaction both the procedures are taking together. Okay, oxidation I explained in the yesterday's session, and as well as reduction I also explained. Okay, so both procedures are taking place together, that means that is the redox reaction. So let us understand with the help of this example. Okay, so what is the oxidation? Addition of oxygen. And what is the reduction? That is of addition of hydrogen. Okay, as well as you can say in oxidation removal of hydrogen, and in reduction removal of oxygen also takes place. Okay, so you see here, let's the reaction is CuO plus H2, that is converting into Cu plus H2O. So if you will see here that oxygen is going to remove from CuO and that is converting into Cu, so that part is going to reduce. Here the reduction is taking place. Okay, that CO is going to reduced in Cu, and here oxygen is going to add it in H2, so that means that hydrogen is going to oxidize. So here oxidation is taking place. So the one more thing which we have to understand here, the simply you can say oxidation as well as the reduction is taking place, so that we call it, this is the redox reaction. Okay, so now you have to see here oxidizing agent and the reducing agent. So the part of reactant in which the chemical reaction which gets reduced itself, means the part of reactant in chemical reaction which gets reduced itself is oxidizing agent. Okay, and against it what is the reducing agent? The part of reactant in a chemical reaction which gets oxidized is called reducing agent. Means the reactant which gets oxidized, okay, that is to be of reducing agent, and the reactant which gets reduced is to be known as oxidizing agent. So here you can say that CuO is going to reduce, so that is to be known as oxidizing agent, because that is providing oxidation for oxygen for the oxidation. Okay, so that is to be of oxidizing agent, and this H2O, that is to be of reducing agent. So here I have written in a short way. Okay, so let's understand few more chemical reactions. Okay, here you have to show that these are redox or not. If you will see here, MnO2 plus HCl, that is MnCl2 plus H2 and Cl2 that is forming. So if you will see here in MnO2, what is happening? Oxygen is going to remove from MnO2 and that is converting into MnCl2. Okay, so what's happening here? Here the reduction is taking place. Okay, so MnO2 is going to be reduced here, so against it that is going to be oxidized. Okay, so here the oxidation is taking place. So against it what you will call it? Which part gets reduced? That is to be known as oxidizing agent, and which is going to be oxidized, that is to be known as reducing agent. That we have to understand in a simple way. Let us see here this reaction. Here oxygen is going to be removed from Pb3O4. So here that you can say that is going to be reduced. Here the reduction is taking place, and here that is going to be oxidized. So that means here oxidation is taking place. Okay, so against it how you can say that? That is to be known as oxidizing agent, and that is to be known as reducing agent. This is a simple way. Okay, let's see here the one more reaction. Suppose PbO plus H2, that is converting into Pb plus H2O. So here oxygen is going to remove from it, so that is part, here the reduction is taking place. Okay, and H2, that is going to be oxidized in H2O. So here the oxidation is taking place. Okay, so that is to be known as this part where the oxidation is taking place, that is to be of reducing agent, and where the reduction is taking place, that is to be known as oxidizing agent. So I think you all have got the simple way. But what we have to do, where what type of reaction in which oxidation or hydrogen is not present? So in that case we have to follow the concept of oxidation number. So that I am going to explain. First of all, you have to understand how to find out the oxidation number. So here I have written on the basis of oxidation number. So the first condition, if any element it is written in a free form, it is written alone, like only aluminium is to be written, only zinc is to be written, only iron, only copper, only sodium and only potassium. So their oxidation number will be 0, that you have to understand. And now the second case is to be there in ionic form, their charges represent their oxidation number. Like suppose Na, that will carry 1 positive, Ag 1 positive, Mg 2 positive, calcium 2 positive, Cl 1 negative, Br 1 negative, I 1 negative and fluorine 1 negative. That you know that because they have 7 electron in their outermost shell, they have to complete their octet by receiving 1 electron. So that means they will carry 1 negative charge. Okay, on that basis you can find out that. But these ionic condition that will arise in a compound form. Okay, if it is written alone, no charges are to be there, so that means their oxidation number will be 0. Now we have to understand one more thing. If any non-metal it is written in the form of molecule, like Cl2, like Br2, like I2 and F2, if it is written in the form of H2, maybe O2 is to be there. So in all the cases oxidation number will be 0, that we have to understand. Okay, now the next case is to be there in a compound, the sum of oxidation number of all the elements will be 0. So let us see here, as we know that hydrogen it is containing 1 electron, so that will donate only 1 electron. So hydrogen that will carry 1 positive charge and oxygen will carry 1 negative charge, but it is to be multiplied with this number 2. Okay, so here you will have their plus 1 into 2 plus 2, and oxygen that have 6 electron in its outermost shell. Whenever you will do the electronic configuration of oxygen, that you will have 2 6, so it will accept 2 electron to complete its octet. So how many charges are to be present on oxygen? That will contain -2. So the sum of plus 1 and plus 2, that will equal to 0. So here we have to understand the sum of all the oxidation number of all the element, that is equal to 0. Okay, so let's discuss some reactions here. Okay, like suppose you see here, I am telling Mg plus Cl2, that is forming MgCl2. Mg is written in a alone form. Here no oxygen and no hydrogen is to be there, so that we have to follow the concept of oxidation number. So Mg oxidation number will be 0. Chlorine that is written in the form of molecule, again its oxidation number will be 0. You can see here that I have mentioned here Cl2, Br2, I2, all the oxidation number will be 0. Now here what will be there? Cl will be the -1 and Mg will carry +2. How you can find out? Suppose you have to find out the oxidation number of magnesium here. So magnesium you can consider X, Cl will be -1, that is equal to whole twice equal to 0, because the sum of all the oxidation number will be 0. So X minus 2 equal to 0, so that you will have X is equals to +2. So the oxidation state of Mg will be +2. So now you can see there the Mg oxidation state of Mg, that is going to be +2. So whenever the oxidation number increases, so that means here the oxidation is taking place. Okay, now Cl2 is going to be -1, it means the oxidation number is going to reduce. So that means here reduction is taking place. So that is the redox reaction. The part which gets oxidized, that will act as reducing agent, and the part which will reduce itself, that will act as oxidizing agent. Okay, let us discuss the one more reaction also. Like suppose Na plus S, you are having Na2S. Balancing, it's different thing. Suppose you can write there balancing Na2S. So sodium is written in alone form, that is 0. Sulfur is also written in alone form, that will be 0 also. Then what will be the oxidation state of here? Sodium that will be +1 and sulfur that carries -2 charge, so that will be of -2. Okay, now if you will see here, sodium that is going to be 0 to +1. So here oxidation is taking place. Okay, and sulfur it is going to be 0 to -2, so that means here reduction is taking place. So that will be considered as a reducing agent, and that sulfur is to be considered as oxidizing agent. Okay, I think you all have got it, and after that you have to try to solve this equation at your home. Okay, that's all for today's session.